Hello all you beautiful ladies. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you if you are new here, and welcome back if you are not new here. I am coming at you. It's been a while. It's been almost more than 45 days since my last video, but I am back and I am talking today about vaginal estrogen. Yes, we are going to dive all into this. I have started. Have you? And we are going to discuss why you should not wait. So that is what I'm sharing today. And if you're new here, you know all about my journey. And if not, you can find all the videos in the playlist about symptoms of menopause and my journey and what I have been experiencing. And today I wanted to really share this. I really feel this is really important. I have heard in the comment section and just from so many women about their struggles with the vaginal area. And I have decided, because I have learned all that information, that I'm not going to wait. And I've really been going down that rabbit hole and studying, researching, and we should not wait. We should not wait, ladies, to start using vaginal estrogen, because is what we're discussing today. So I am 51, just turned 51, and I am still cycling. I have the IUD Mirena. Again, I'm still cycling, and occasionally, I'm not always cycling, and because of the IUD, it can change, it does change our cycle. But for the most part, I seem to have this kind of spotting cycle. It's not a bleed, but it's just this kind of spotting cycle. Occasionally there can be some, a little heavier than a spot, but not really a typical bleed. So I have shared also that I'm not experiencing as much symptoms in the vaginal area. I shared in my itching video that was the only place that really wasn't itching. I also shared that I wasn't having any other trouble as far as with intimacy, with intercourse. But just recently, I actually did experience a little bit of some burning. I do believe that was due to maybe a lubrication issue during an intimacy experience. So that was alarming. And also I want to report back to the itching that I am itching in kind of that, would it be like the groin area in between your pelvis and your thigh. So yeah, kind of that bikini line, but in that crease. So that has started to itch pretty annoyingly. But other than that, I'm still not having any sort of itching in my vaginal area. But guess what? I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting, and I don't think any of us should wait until we start to experience those symptoms, because we will start to experience those symptoms. Maybe not. I'm not saying. There could be women that never have any issues in that vaginal area. I have met one, but up until now, I've only met one. I am, like I said, not suffering, only just a little tiny bit, but what I had really researched was that we want to be proactive about this issue. We do not want to wait until we have had quite a few years of estrogen declining, even before we reach our full zeroed out estrogen. We don't want to wait, because what I'm understanding is the damage is already done or can be done. So as soon as I felt a little burning, I called the doc that day. And because I don't want to wait. And I've heard the horror stories of women later on, after they have reached full menopause and they're postmenopausal, and maybe even years after that, that they do begin to struggle, even if they did not struggle in their perimenopause phase. So I also, noticed a little bit just that maybe my natural lubrication is not as efficient as it was. So I've also decided, and I've heard in the space enough from enough OBGYNs that we love and look up to, that we should be using lubrication, even in perimenopause. Even if we don't feel like we're having any issues, we should start to use lubrication with every encounter of intercourse or any sort of vaginal experience. Use lubrication, no matter what, even if you don't think you need it. So this is what I am going to practice, and I recommend we all practice this. Okay, so let's dive in. So the itching, the burning, the dryness begins when our estrogen starts to decline. Remember, estrogen is our fountain of lubrication. It literally is a fountain of lubrication for everything, okay? Skin, hair, our joints, etc. So we are losing that lubrication. The walls of the vagina become thin, dry, even inflamed, which leads to that burning, the irritation, and pain, especially with intimacy. Also, we're losing the elasticity and the flexibleness of our walls and the vagina. It's known as vulvovaginal atrophy, is when this starts to happen. So it's literally like the vulva, the tissue, it's all breaking down. It's losing the lubrication. It's losing its elasticity, the flexibility-ness. So, then this makes it susceptible to injury. So then there can be tearing, bleeding during intercourse, and even with lubrication. Yikes. So this really creates a problem, because then guess what? We want to avoid altogether intimacy or any experience with our vagina any longer. This does happen. So, and not to mention that our desire is already probably exited the building. So those compounded, this really makes us avoid, a lot of women avoid it altogether. They lose interest completely. They don't want to have it. And what I have researched as well is that we don't want to do this, ladies. We need to keep having vaginal experiences and intercourse because things will get worse if you don't use the vagina at all. That's where it can come in, where it's not as flexible, it's losing elasticity, it can shorten. So the condition worsens when we avoid. So we want to keep active. By not avoiding and continuing to have vaginal activity, this is going to keep the vaginal tissues thick and moist, and it maintains the length and the width of our vagina, okay? So this may occur early too in our transition. It may not. Again, we always say that, and I always say this, no two women are going to have exact menopausal or perimenopause experience. Just like no two women have the same pregnancy or the same birth. So we know this. So it's not to say this will happen to you. I don't want to alarm anyone or scare anyone, but I want us to be proactive. And I think this is what I'm doing, and I just feel like we should all be proactive. We should all not wait until it's too late and there's major damage that has already been done to us, okay? So, and again, a lot of women may not experience any of this until, again, later on after they are postmenopausal. But then, not that it's too late, because there's all kinds of things out there that can help. Remember, we talked, I want to discuss a little bit about like the Mona Lisa. There's this new laser rejuvenation things we can have done. So don't feel at a loss if you have already experienced damage. There is still hope for you. There are still other procedures and things that we can do, and you can start taking vaginal estrogen. What I'm researching is most women, it is safe. And then there is also the loss of muscle tone, of pelvic relaxation, which affects our pelvis. Think incontinence, think pelvic floor is falling. That's another video though. That is another video, you guys. And just so you know, I have many videos, not many, but a couple videos on my channel about some pelvic floor workouts. And that is also something that will come in another video because that's a whole nother day and topic. But we need to be aware of that, and we need to start now, be proactive also in that department of strengthening and of our pelvic floor. I'm a Pilates instructor, so I learned early on so much about the pelvic floor. So I have kept mine good, I think, because I have just been working with the pelvic floor since my early on 20s is when I trained in my Pilates certification. So anyways, that's another video. Okay, birth control also can create issues for women in the vaginal area. So even if you're not even perimenopause or menopause, you could also be struggling with dryness and uncomfortableness. Okay, that's not normal. That is not normal. So go to your doctor because they can help you. And again, you may not be in perimenopause or anywhere near, but you can, from birth control, different various types can cause this dryness that I believe vaginal estrogen can help. So also, if we start using HRT after we are menopausal, this will help, but we have already been declining in estrogen for a while by this time, and damage has already been done. So why wait? We need to start using at least vaginal estrogen cream before. Let's not wait. Okay, so I am not waiting. I started to take, this is estradiol vaginal cream. It is the 0.01% cream, and it is done vaginally. There is an applicator, and yes, my doctor prescribed just 2 times a week, so it's not that bad. It is a little bit messy, I have to say. I don't love that part because, you know, you put it in and then it slowly is going to, what's the word, leak out, maybe we would say. So you just kind of notice, you know, discharge. Yes, but it's okay, ladies. We can handle it. It's worth it, right? But also, I have, you know, been reading and seeing and reading and keep hearing in the space as well, is that a lot of the OBGYNs recommend also not only inserting the applicator and putting the vaginal cream up into your vagina like we're supposed to, but as well as using the cream on the outer area of the vulva, and yes, for, you know, all in the outer area as well, okay? Because you want that cream to be thoroughly on the outside as well, is what I keep seeing. So I am being proactive. I will insert the appropriate amount in my vagina, kind of like you're putting in a tampon. And then I will also take a little bit of extra cream and then make sure I'm putting it on the outer area all around, okay? So that is also something I think we need to definitely be doing, which I have heard our experts repeating. Also, I wanted to share, and I don't know if you're probably in the space of the face and skincare and these dermatologists that we see and these makeup artists. So putting estrogen on the face is out there. Okay, so it's kind of big right now in the space, and I am not going to not get in on that as well. So I decided, as soon as I got this vaginal cream, I am also putting it on my face, just a little bit. I just dab a little bit around my eyes and here, a little bit on the neck, and I have started to use a little bit on the back of my hands, just a little bit. I actually have noticed it's pretty drying, so it doesn't really absorb very well. So I just usually either I'll put some moisturizer on my face, and then I will use a little bit, dab it, and just kind of use, you know, the other lubrication of the moisturizer to just kind of penetrate it through or get it really rubbed in and around. I think that why not? Think of what the vaginal cream does for our vagina area. So same concept to our face and anywhere else. Think what our estrogen, which is our fountain of youth, they say, but fountain of lubrication. So hello, if it's going to help anywhere, and it's going to, help to combat that declining of estrogen in our skin as well, especially our face. So why not? Let's be proactive there too. I'm not saying it's better than your retinol or any of your other, castor oil. I have been using that as well because I just think it's such a good moisturizer. But still, why not, ladies, right? Why not? And if you're going to get it prescribed and put it in your vaginal area, it wouldn't hurt. Just even if you're just doing it, I'm not even doing it every night. I'm just kind of doing it maybe every other night. Why not for your face as well? The back of your hands, maybe the neck area. Yes. And I'm wondering too if it may help. I haven't been having as much itching on my neck, maybe because we're sticking some estrogen back in that area. It will also help with some itching. There's a thought. I'm not a doctor, guys. I always forget to say that. I am not a doctor, but I am a woman who is experiencing and going through this and sharing firsthand details and everything. So also, I do my homework. I go down the rabbit hole and research like crazy to make sure that I am bringing correct information to you all and that I'm doing the right thing. So we can all make sure we're doing the right thing together. And that's how we're going to get through this, like I always say, together. If you are suffering, please put in the comments what you're doing. Have you started vaginal estrogen? Are you going to use it on your face? Have you? Anything, everything. This helps so much, you guys. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because the comment section is finally starting to really be more active. And oh my gosh, you guys, it literally brings me so much joy. Every time I read a comment, it's going to happen right now. I get so choked up because I just really believe that that's how, that I was supposed to share my journey to help you on your journey, and we help each other. And these comments are so healing and helpful for all of us. So please continue to share in the comments because you are sharing. And I say that all the time as well. Every time you share something, you either make another woman feel better about what's happening to her, or you answer a question she has, or you just make her feel not alone. And that has been probably the most difficult part for me on this journey, is the feeling alone. And that's why I have created this channel and dedicated this to this topic and this journey for all of us to get together. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys.